This is the limitation on localities imposing limitations on pollinator-friendly vegetation management for public utilities. There are amendments that essentially clarify the main point that was brought out by the opposition was that there were some different areas needed where they had different timing needed, and the amendments addressed the times within which those measures can be done, the dates to address.
On the bill as amended.
No.
I'm sorry, on the amendments. Yeah, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, now on the bill as amended, I see some discussion.
Chairman, I was, after my Mako rep called me and said that Mako has some concerns, which he brought to light, and he's saying they're trying to work on some amendments with it. One of the biggest concerns we have is the fact that there's absolutely no local control on this bill, and the biggest concerns with them is that it's leaving the counties totally out of this bill. And I'd like an opportunity to amend it if we could hold it, if possible. And I'd rather do it in committee, because I think if they can present a good enough case, I think it has a better shot of getting through committee than it does on the floor.
I checked with Mako before I even put this bill in September. Did you say Mako?
Mako, yes, I did.
And they said they were fine with it. They asked for two minor changes, and they were incorporated, and they didn't weigh in during the hearing. So if they're weighing in now, I would ask that we resist that.
Well,
I mean, I could.
They are weighing in now.
And the problem is, we don't even have the amendments, more or less. They're weighing in very much at the last minute, because we had a hearing on this. We've waited quite a bit of time. So I understand your point, C, but I mean, literally, this is the 11th hour, because we've sat on this bill for quite a while. Okay. Maybe there was a misunderstanding. Thank you very much. Okay, the motion is favorable with amendments. Delegate Crosby.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Boifo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard is excused. Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
No.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Yes.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hidalgo.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
No.
Delegate Arentz.
No.
Delegate Pippy.
No.
Delegate Jackson.
Yes.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Ampry.
Yes.
Delegate Weigel.
I'll pass.
We don't circle back. All right.
Oh, no.
Well, if you'd like to abstain, that's fine.
No.
No. Delegate Fisher is excused. And Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill passes with amendments. Next bill.
Let me just go to this. House Bill 128. This is the stacking of enhanced uninsured motorist coverage or underinsured motorist coverage. There are no amendments. The bill passed this committee and the House.
Move favorable.
Last year.
Any discussion on the bill? Seeing none. Delegate Crosby on the favorable. Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Boifo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard is excused. Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
Yes.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hidalgo.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
I'm going to vote no on this one.
Delegate Arentz.
No.
Delegate Pippy.
Yes.
Delegate Jackson.
Yes.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Ampry.
Yes.
Delegate Weigel.
No.
Delegate Fisher is excused. Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill passes. Favorable. Next bill, please.
House Bill 132 increases the number of years an applicant must be licensed as an apprentice before applying for a journeyman license and increases the hours of training required for a journeyman's license applicant in order for them to do HVACR services. There are no amendments.
Move favorable.
Any discussion on the bill moving favorable?
Mr. Chairman, sorry.
Delegate Aaron's.
Yeah, for the sake of argument, and I've talked to a lot of people about this bill, but I just think it's kind of egregious that we're moving something to 3 times the amount of training that we've asked for, that we've had in the past. When we have a group of people that can actually pass this test already, we're punishing the people that actually excel and do their job with this bill. It's been a standard for so many years, and we're tripling it, which causes me a lot of concern. And I'm going to say, what about the people that are in this process today and they're working on this? They're now being subjected to triple the amount of time that they need to learn the system. I don't have so much a problem with having good people come out. What I do have a problem with is that it's taken this union this number of years to figure out that they have a problem, and they're addressing it by tripling the training. It's a bill I just can't possibly support at this point, and I would encourage others to look at it, because you really are punishing people that actually take their job seriously and work hard at it. And this bill doesn't address that in any way, shape, or form. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other discussion? Delegate Howard?
Yeah, so as we move forward in electrification, one of the things that I've been reading about is our, quite frankly, on a national scale and on a state scale, we don't have enough electricians now, let alone if we raise these qualifications and we slow that process down even further. It's a major concern I have about trying to build out infrastructure as we move forward with state policies on electrification. Thank you.
Thank you. Delegate Adams?
Counselor, was there any opposition to the bill?
Yes, there was opposition. Somebody not assigned, and AOBA was opposed.
I mean, I'm sorry, who was?
AOBA,
So that's the office apartments?
yeah, I believe it is.
Okay, and their opposition was based on?
I think similar to what Delegate Howard was saying, is already hard to find enough qualified people to do HVACR services, and they felt like this was going to make it even harder.
All right, I'm going to follow my colleague here. This was a bill I was likely to support, but at the end of the day, like I'm a property owner, and I own quite a bit of rentals that when I get work that needs to get done, it's not unusual for something to go wrong, like a $400 or $500 repair turns into a $5,000 or $6,000 replacement of an entire unit. So I'm actually compassionate to what's going on with this bill. And I don't know if this is going to be a floor debate or conversation with a schedule this long for committee votes. I might change my vote on the floor, but I think in committee I'm going to vote no because I worry that we're doing this for reasons that don't really translate into a change in behavior out in the field. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Delegate Chi?
Mr. Chair, I just want to clarify, so the standard for apprenticeship is like 8,000 hours, and this bill simply meets sort of somewhat of a midpoint to say you need to have 6,000 hours, because the fact is these days those jobs are actually quite high-tech, and the current standard is just so woefully inadequate that it's a waste of everyone's time to give them false hope by allowing people to take exams where majority of people cannot pass, okay? So that's why the Labor Department is in support of that. It's like saying in high school, a few kids who are, geniuses, that they don't have to go to school and they can pass the exam. That does not mean we shouldn't have standard and require them to go to school and get a diploma, right? So, the same principle. And AOBA's opposition is not saying we disagree that people should be more highly trained. They're saying there's a labor shortage, and we know that. We know that, and that's a result of many factors, not because we need people to be better trained. Thank you.
Thank you. Delegate Aaron's?
Yeah, sorry. I agree with you on everything you said. If there is a standard like that, my biggest concern is every day we come in here and we hear these unions tout how great they are and how wonderful everything is and what they're doing so well for the workers. This has been going on since 2005, this type of training. And what we've seen come out here right now is people that are, according to them, not trained well enough over a number of years, and we're talking well over 15 years, that this union has allowed this thing to go on without addressing it, and all of a sudden we're tripling it. And that's the issue I have. If we're going to keep supporting unions like we do in here, we really ought to consider what they're doing and what they're doing to their employees. I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no additional questions, I think the motion was favorable unamended. Delegate Crosby.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Guafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard. No. Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
No.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hidalgo.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
No.
Delegate Aaron's.
No.
Delegate Pippy.
No.
Delegate Jackson.
Yes.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Amprey.
Yes.
Delegate Weigel.
No.
Delegate Fisher is excused. Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill passes. House Bill 400, please.
House Bill 400 exempts mortgage loans made by community development financial institutions from certain requirements to verify a borrower's ability to pay the loan. There are no amendments to this bill.
Any discussion on the bill? Seeing none. Delegate Crosby.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Guafo.
Aye.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
Yes.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hidalgo.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
Yes.
Delegate Aaron's.
Yeah.
Delegate Pippy.
Yes.
Delegate Jackson.
Yes.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Amprey.
Yes.
Delegate Weigel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused, and Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill passes. Next bill, please.
All right. House Bill 459 from Delegate Kaufman. This is the County Municipal Street Lighting and Investment Bill. This is the bill we've dealt with several times before, from essentially to deal with the PEPCO situation. There are two amendments that have been asked for. One from Delegate Crosby would require the utilities to come up with an actual inventory of the county municipal street lights that are out there. And Delegate Weigel has an amendment that would define fair market value and utility valuation expert, and then would add to the bill a requirement that if the county or municipality and the electric company fail to agree on a fair market value of the street lighting equipment, both the locality and the electric company have to hire a utility valuation expert to conduct an appraisal of the equipment to determine that fair market value.
With the amendments.
All in favor of the amendment, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Bill is amended.
Move the bill as amended.
Any discussion? Yes.
Isn't Public Service Commission reviewing this and supposed to come up with a pending report or resolution to this soon?
I believe the status conference was scheduled for April 7th.
So we're getting ready to pass a bill soon, and April 7th is their pending report. So I'm asking, why are we passing the bill when we know PSC's been working on this for some period of time?
I think that speaks for itself. I think for some period of time, we've been hearing the same bill with zero action from anyone.
All right. And then my follow-up would be, the utilities have a right to the cash flow. There's a revenue conversation. What the proponents want in this bill, unless it's been amended in a different way, is they want these light poles to be sold to them as a depreciated asset, and I'm questioning.
I think Delegate Weigel's,
His amendment resolves that?
it resolves that
Well, then
specific
let me hear,
issue.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so the amendments, I work with the bill drafter. Actually, the amendment replaces the net book value with the definition of fair market value in accordance with FERC accounting rules and standard rate setting practices. And then if they can't agree on that, the second amendment uses two appraisers. Each side would hire one, and that, I understand, is also within the current public utility code within Maryland. So basically, the bill adopts stuff that's already in code.
Still opposed.
Of course. Yep. Any other questions? Seeing none. Delegate Crosby.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
I'm going to vote no, and may I explain my vote?
You don't have to, but if you'd like to.
I understand the intent of the bill, but I am concerned that some municipalities, whether it be a local municipality or a county, may endeavor to do this and may not be able to really get it done, and then the customers then will suffer. So I'm going to vote no on this bill.
It is enabling, by the way, and I guess to answer that, that's why we have elections. So if our elected officials fail in their duty to keep their lights on legitimately, then maybe they don't need to be elected. But I do understand you saying no. Thank you.
Thank you.
Delegate Guafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard. No. Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
No.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hidalgo.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
No.
Delegate Ernst.
No.
Delegate Pippy.
No.
Delegate Jackson.
Aye.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Ampry.
Yes.
Delegate Weigel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused, apologize, and Delegate Queen.
Yes.
The bill passes as amended. Next bill, please.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm slow.
You got it.
House Bill 630 from Delegate Queen. This is the bill that would allow those who are on utility accounts and are victims of domestic violence to essentially have their names taken off the account. There are other protections for domestic violence sufferers in the code. This is the one area where, according to testimony, they were having difficulty with their credit scores and all that because they weren't able to be taken off the account when they were trying to obtain new housing somewhere else. The amendments are largely clarifying, and they move things around in the bill, but don't make any great substantive changes. If Delegate Queen wishes further to explain what she submitted yesterday, that would be helpful.
Delegate Queen.
Yes, so we just wanted to clarify that, again, that it was consistent with other ways we handle issues with victims of domestic violence, that their names can be taken off and they wouldn't have the financial concerns attached with that, them being able to move. I know there was some question about having a fund or something to allow them if they had to pay a deposit, but that was something we decided that we would try to deal with later.
Thank you very much.
Move the amendment.
The bill is amended. Excuse me, on the amendments, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Move the bills amended.
Any discussion? Seeing none. Delegate Crosby.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Boafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Yes.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
Yes.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama. Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hidalgo. Delegate Adams. Delegate Ernst.
Aye.
Delegate Pippy.
Yes.
Delegate Jackson.
Yes.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Ampry.
Yes.
Delegate Weigel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused, and Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill passes. Next bill, please.
Oh, that's me again. Sorry.
You're fine.
Delegate it's Crosby's House Bill 692. This is the bill that would require localities, first of all, would say that localities have the authority to do what they're authorized to do under a situation where there's a CPCN granted for a generation facility or a lead line or service line coming in or out. There are amendments in your packet there are amendments that were sent out, which somewhat qualifies that, stating that the locality may do what it's required to do, in fact, and then they must also do what they have authority to do if required by the CPCN, but they have to do so in accordance with local law. However, it does not allow them to condition something on obtaining a conditional use special exception or a consistency, an additional consistency declaration with respect to the local comprehensive plan.
Move the amendment.
On the amendments? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none.
Move the bill as amended.
Any discussion? Seeing. Delegate Howard.
Let's take care of Mako.
No, they do not. Mako reached out, I know, to many members, if not every member of the committee, and I have their amendment. Their amendment essentially is different, and I don't know why I wasn't shared before today, but their amendment guts preemption. It's a pretty nuanced way to do so. And so that if that amendment were accepted, then a local county or municipality could pass an ordinance that basically could set whatever standoff or setback, for any solar project, which is the opposite of what the CPCN process is. So we wouldn't take the amendment even if it were timely.
Delegate Adams.
Thank you, Chair. So and council, maybe you can answer the question, but why this bill came for what reason? Dorchester County, one county in the state of Maryland, took an action, and is that the reason why this bill's here? Was that testimony that we got during the hearing, trying to figure out whether this is a one-off or is there a trend that's causing us to put a bill in like this?
I think that's probably more directed. Sure. I think that's probably more directed to me than council. But yeah, I mean, the Dorchester example or project is one, that is the main issue. There are others that have tried to do or debated doing similar things. So the thought process here is just prevent any local municipality from putting in any undue burdensome regulation to circumvent the CPCM process, which the locals still have input on. It doesn't change that process at all. So that way, after the issue is, or after the order is issued, then these projects have to get done. They can still do reasonable zoning, and it doesn't take any of that away, but they can't do anything unduly burdensome.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to go too deep on this, but I believe this is one instance with a council whose membership has changed since that decision was made, and I'm not going to, I mean, they're all elected officials. They do what they have to do for the best interest of their citizens, but I don't see a proliferation of attitude on this sort of CPCN process that would yield the need for a bill unless we're trying to make a point. And I'll just reinforce, if it's one issue, why the bill? Because I think it does burden and it does make more complex and convoluted the idea of what's unduly burdensome, what's not unduly burdensome. You know, CPCN, you're right, is the process for input. Ultimately, if a energy production facility is going to be put in, it's going to go in after the process if there's a determination. But you know, the locals still should have a fairly clear path to doing what they need to do to stay within their comprehensive plan, to stay within local zoning. You know, you pass a bill like this, and we're adding a new, in my opinion, a precedent, and it's going to be complicated. We'll come back next year and hear from examples of how this bill had an effect on 2 or 3 projects, and it's, I think, not actually what we're hoping to do here. I think we're probably trying to send a message, and that message is being sent to folks that aren't even in office anymore. That's my 2 cents on it, and I'm going to vote no on the bill.
Thank you. Delegate Aaron's.
We have our own planning commissions. We live in a rural area, and we're constantly being scrutinized about our growth and our growth plans, and this bill is just taking some of that away. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Seeing.
Clarity actually from the vice chair on this. This is just saying that the local jurisdiction has to give the permit within a reasonable time.
Correct. Yep.
And it still gives them the ability to make their local decision, correct?
It does, and they still fully participate in the CPCN process the whole way. They still can provide input, and the PSC takes that when reviewing the case. It's just saying after the order is issued, then they can't come up and say, well, you approved this project, but we're not going to approve the driveway, essentially, to get to the house.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Seeing no further discussion. The bill as amended. Delegate Crosby.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Boifo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
No.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
No.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Yes.
Delegate Frazier Odago.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
No.
Delegate Aaron's.
No.
Delegate Pippy.
Nope.
Delegate Jackson.
Aye.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Amprey,
Yes.
Delegate Weibel,
No.
Delegate Fisher is excused, Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill passes. Next bill, please.
House Bill 694 authorizes a licensed certified social worker clinical to register with the Workers' Compensation Commission for the purposes of providing rehabilitation services under workers' compensation law. No amendments.
Move favorable.
Any discussion? On the favorable motion, Delegate Crosby,
Aye.
Delegate Harrison. Aye. You're fine. Good. Delegate Boafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Aye.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
No.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Yes.
Delegate Chi.
Yes.
Delegate Frazier Hidalgo.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
Aye.
Delegate Arentz.
Aye.
Delegate Pippy.
Aye.
Delegate Jackson.
Aye.
Delegate Johnson. Delegate Rogers. Delegate Amprey.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused. Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill passes.
How'd you record Delegate?
Yeah, you're a yes, correct? You were a yes, correct, Delegate? He was a little mealy mouth, but I've got you. I got you. No worries. All right, next bill.
House Bill 795 is withdrawn, so move unfavorable, withdrawn, House Bills 795, 842, and 1046.
Last one's 1406. All right, next bill.
House Bill 907 authorizes a landlord to enter
I
into
apologize, let me back up. Before I do that, I have to go back and vote these bills. Unfavorable. All right, the motion is unfavorable withdrawn on House Bills 795, 842, and 1046. All in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none with Delegate Turner and Delegate Fisher excused. Moved unfavorable withdrawn. Okay, next bill.
Okay. House Bill 907 authorizes a landlord to enter into a contract with the elevator contractor other than the one with whom the landlord is currently contracted with, without penalty if the new contractor is able to repair the elevator before the current contractor. There is one amendment to the bill, and the amendment extends this new authorization to all types of property ownerships instead of limiting it to landlord-tenant situation. The Business Regulation Subcommittee took this up and recommends a favorable with amendments report.
Move the amendment.
Have a second? Thank you. On the amendments, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none.
Move the bill as amended.
Motion is favorable as amended. Are there any discussion?
Question.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So the amendment broadens it now. Now it's, now
So-
it's for everybody.
No,
Okay.
just for, the bill said, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry to make it.
No, the bill said landlord or a tenant situation, so it changed it to like property owner and then occupant. So that there are people where it's not necessarily a landlord tenant, like condos or something like that.
Okay, I understand. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Delegate Pippy.
Just for the good of the order, so one of the discussions in subcommittee was about narrowing the bill. I know Crosby's looking at me like, where's your amendment? So, just again, for the good of the order, I'm gonna go down on the bill, but anyone who's 60 years old or older that lives in a building, a multifamily building, this bill would apply to. So you don't have to be disabled, because it's an or, it's disabled, or you're 60 or older. And it's not narrow in the sense that, like, let's say I call my elevator company, or the elevator contractor that usually on a Monday, I call them and say, hey, my elevator's broken, I need you to get out here ASAP. And they're like, perfect, I'll be out there first thing tomorrow morning. This bill would still allow me to break that contract if somebody else could come out today. So my only thought, and I brought up in subcommittee, was about narrowing it, but I didn't want to destroy the whole bill. So I kind of, I didn't do much with it. But as it's written, that's my concern. So just for the good of the order. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
So if they break that contract, that's just for that day or that initial service, so they would still be under the contract
Correct,
moving
for
forward?
that initial service.
Okay. So that contract that they're under would still be in place?
Yes.
And they would be subject to that?
Yes.
But that other repair person could come out quicker?
Correct.
Any other discussion? Seeing none. On the bill as amended, Delegate Crosby?
Aye.
Delegate Harrison?
Aye.
Delegate Boafo?
Aye.
Delegate Howard?
Yes.
Delegate Charkoudian?
Yes.
Delegate Rose?
No.
Delegate Pruski?
Yes.
Delegate Fennell?
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes?
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama?
Aye.
Delegate Chi?
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hildago? Delegate Adams?
No.
Delegate Aaron's?
No.
Delegate Pippy?
No.
Delegate Jackson?
Aye.
Delegate Johnson?
Aye.
Delegate Rogers?
Yes.
Delegate Amprey?
Yes.
Delegate Weigel?
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused, apologize. Delegate Queen,
Yes.
bill passes as amended. Next bill, please. He said yes. Delegate it's a House Bill 908.
House Bill 908 from Delegate Klippinger on Community Solar Energy Generating Systems Program. This is a bill that was taken up by the Public Utilities Subcommittee and was recommended favorable with amendments. The amendments are fairly extensive. There were two sets of amendments. One, the simpler one, takes an existing personal property tax provision relating exemption for equipment used for these subscriber organizations, and it takes off the sunset. It had originally been tied, because the program was originally a pilot program, there was a sunset to it, so the bill with the rest of the amendments takes the sunset off of this, and so accordingly, the personal property tax exemption will be extended indefinitely. The other amendments, which are more substantive, define particular forms of agriculture that constitute agrivoltaics. For the committee members, subcommittee members, yes, I did take out lambs because they're included within sheep. Yeah, and other things talk about the generating systems that are wholly owned, that serve at least 40% of its kilowatt hours to low and moderate income subscribers, unless the solar energy system is wholly owned by a nonprofit. Pilot program will have ended on before July 1st, 2023, or rather than October 1st of 2023, and then the full regular program starts thereafter. There are, let's see, the existing provisions of the bill stay in as far as prohibitions not for certain equipment not applying on rooftops or in areas zoned for industrial use. And then you have the requirement to essentially to use agrivoltaics where you can. And then they also have consolidated billing for those subscribers and subscriber organizations, and certain reasonable fee for organizations that use consolidated billing, that may not exceed 1% of the credit value unless the commission determines a higher fee is just and reasonable based on substantial evidence. An electric company can adjust that fee not more than once per year. The fee for consolidated billing may not exceed the fee that was in effect when the organization essentially elected to participate in consolidated billing. And there are requirements including self-attestation for income for LMI, and requiring, however, to provide there is evidence that they can provide, for example, being under the Maryland Energy Assistance Program, SNAP, Medicaid, Head Start, et cetera. Requires all electric companies to use bill credits as a reduction in metered kilowatt hours as opposed to actual other methods, and that there are just a few dates along the way. Subscriber organization may not charge a residential subscriber who is not participating in consolidated billing a rate that's more than the monetary value of the bill credit. So, and then make some other changes. Let's see, may not set a subscription charge that's more than the monetary value. The developer has to ensure that workers are paid not less than prevailing wage, unless they're in a PLA. That's only for a project that's over 1 megawatt. And the rest of it is property tax provisions.
Move the amendments.
All in favor of amendment, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. Hearing no opposition, and on the bill as amended.
Move the bill as amended.
Bill has been properly seconded. On the bill as amended, any discussion? I see Delegate Howard.
Can we hold, I mean, this is like 7 or 8 different pieces of legislation from what I just heard. Like the council just said, the amendments are extensive. I'd like 24 hours to review the bill. And I don't have any idea if it takes care of the unfavorable or not.
Give my colleagues enough time to review the amendments. I understand the amendments are quite extensive. We did have some colleagues sitting in on the subcommittee. However, if you feel that you need more time to review the amendments, that's fine. We will hold this for you time to review. Put it on the next voting list.
Thank you.
Next bill, please.
House Bill 920 establishes consumer protections related to the repair or replacement of motor vehicle glass on motor vehicles equipped with advanced driver assistance systems. Specifically, a motor vehicle safety glass facility must inform the customer if the recalibration of an advanced driver assistance system is required and provide the customer with a statement that the work to be performed on the motor vehicle will meet or exceed original equipment manufacturer specifications. There is one amendment to the bill, and the amendment specifies that a certain statement must be a written statement as opposed to just a statement, and also makes a technical change. The bill received a favorable with amendment vote by the subcommittee.
All in favor of the amendment, say aye. Any nays? Hearing none.
Move the bill as amended.
The bill is amended. Any discussion?
Real quick.
Yes, sir.
Could I get some clarification? I was reading some of the testimony. It said that it says they must make a statement. Is that written or is that oral? Could it be oral?
So the amendment is to specify that it is a written statement.
It is a written confirmed statement.
Yeah, the original bill just says statement, which, as you said, could be oral.
Okay, so that's
or
cleaned
written.
up, so that makes the bill a lot better. Okay.
Correct.
All right, thank you.
On the bill is amended. Any other questions? Seeing none. Delegate Crosby.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Boafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Yes.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
No.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hidalgo.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
Yes.
Delegate Aaron's.
Yes.
Delegate Pippy.
No.
Delegate Jackson.
Aye.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Ampry.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
No.
Delegate Fisher is excused. Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill passes as amended. Next bill is House Bill 922.
House Bill 922 prohibits the Department of Commerce from denying cannabis businesses licensed by the state certain economic development and financial assistance programs benefits solely because they are a cannabis business. There are no amendments to this bill.
I'll move the bill favorable. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on the bill? Seeing none. Delegate Harrison. Delegate Boafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Yes.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
Yes.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier-Hidalgo.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
Yes.
Delegate Aaron's.
Yes.
Delegate Pippy.
Yes.
Delegate Jackson.
Yep.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Amprey.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher's excused. Delegate Queen.
Yes.
And Vice Chair is excused, and Chair votes yes. Bill passes. Next bill, please.
House, sorry. House Bill 981 requires an LLC to include in the articles of organization filed with ESTAT the name and home address of each LLC member. There are no amendments to this bill.
Is there a second? Any discussion? Hearing none. All right, the motion is unfavorable. Delegate Harrison.
How about aye?
Delegate Boafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
No on the unfavorable.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
No and unfavorable.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner. I'm sorry, Delegate Turner is excused. 981, the motion is unfavorable. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier-Hidalgo.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
Yes.
Delegate Aaron's.
Aye.
Delegate Pippy.
Aye.
Delegate Jackson. Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Amprey.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused. Thank you. Delegate Queen. Mr. Vice Chair.
Aye.
Bill passed. Excuse me, I apologize. We retract that. The motion for unfavorable passes. The bill is dead. Next bill.
House Bill 993 requires a person to be registered as a professional power washer with the Maryland Department of Labor before they can provide or offer to provide professional power washing services in the state.
Move favorable.
Well,
wait, I'm sorry. Move on favorable.
The motion is unfavorable. It's been properly seconded. Mr. Vice Chair.
Aye.
On the unfavorable, Delegate Harrison.
I vote aye.
Delegate Boafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Aye.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Aye.
Delegate Rose.
Yeah, aye.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier-Hidalgo. Delegate Adams.
Yes.
Delegate Aaron's.
Aye.
Delegate Pippy.
Yes.
Delegate Jackson.
Yes.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Amprey.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused, and Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Motion is unfavorable. The bill dies. Next bill.
House Bill 994 prohibits a consumer reporting agency from including certain judicial records in the report. This bill doesn't have any amendments.
Thank you.
Explanation, move unfavorable.
I'm sorry.
You want me to answer?
No. The motion is unfavorable. Do I have a second? Any discussion? Seeing none. Mr. Vice Chair.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Boafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Yes.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
Yes.
You sure? Okay. Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier-Hidalgo.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
Aye.
Delegate Aaron's.
Aye.
Delegate Pippy.
Yes.
Delegate Jackson.
Yes.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Amprey.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused. Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill fails. Next bill, House Bill 1012.
Okay, House Bill 1012 requires the Workers' Compensation Commission to order a fee of up to $2,000 for legal services where a covered employee is awarded a medical benefit but not a compensation benefit at a hearing.
Move favorable.
Any discussion on the favorable motion? Seeing none. Delegate Crosby. Aye. Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Buafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Yes.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
No.
I'm sorry?
No.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama. Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hodago.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
No.
Delegate Aaron's.
Aye.
Delegate Pippy.
No.
Delegate Jackson.
Aye.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Ampry.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
No.
Delegate Fisher is excused. And Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Favorable motion passes. Next bill, please.
House Bill 1013 requires the Commissioner of Labor and Industry to develop and implement policies related to the inspection and decommissioning of elevator units owned by small nonprofit entities with limited financial resources.
Move on
There are no
favorable.
amendments.
On the unfavorable motion, is there any discussion? Seeing none. On the unfavorable, Mr. Vice Chair.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Buafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
No on the unfavorable.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
No.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
No.
No on the unfavorable? You know, I got you. I just want to say,
Oh, yes.
for clarity,
No on the
no on the unfavorable.
Yes, you got it.
Valderrama. Chris?
Yes.
Thank you. Delegate Chi. No, it's not.
Aye.
Oh, it's Weibel's, I'm sorry, I'm off.
Delegate Frazier Hodago.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
No.
Delegate Ernst.
No.
Delegate Pippy.
No on the,
Delegate Jackson.
Yes.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Ampry.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
Good bill, no.
Delegate Fisher is excused. Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Well, we do that, I don't know, there's an old saying in ECM, card lay, card play.
She's like, I'm fine.
Okay. Next we have is Delegate Hartman, it's Bill 1015.
Yes, House Bill 1015 increases the period from the first 106 days to the first 120 days of employment during which an employer is not required to allow an employee to use earned sick and safe leave under the Maryland Healthy Working Families Act.
Favorable.
Is there any discussion?
I won't burn a lot of time here.
That's right, Delegate Adams, go ahead.
I mean, the bill comes every year, and it comes for a good reason. And I'm just saying, people work in seasonal employment. There are a lot of college students. They're not. The bill encourages people to work and then take off paid time at the end of their season. They're making more money, but they really have no intention of doing the job. The bill comes through the right lens because when they passed the bill originally, the senator from that district had the right idea, approached it incorrectly, in that he did not have the right days to make this work. All we're trying to do in this bill is do what the legislative intent was when we originally passed the bill, which is exempt out seasonal employment. And I know the bill is going to go down, but at some point, I think maybe just hearing from some of the businesses that deal with this and how it actually is being applied should render at least a little more support from the committee. That's my
And I believe one of the things I did bring up to the delegate is the lack of support from the businesses. I didn't really hear much, and so I understand your point. And again, next year we'll have another opportunity, I'm sure, and maybe we'll get it figured out then. Thank you very much. The motion is unfavorable. Any more discussion? Seeing none. Mr. Vice Chair, on the
Aye.
unfavorable. Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Buafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
No on the unfavorable.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
No.
Delegate Pruski.
yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
No on the unfavorable.
Delegate Valderrama.
Yes on the unfavorable.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hildago.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
No.
Delegate Aaron's.
No.
Delegate Pippy.
No on the unfavorable.
Delegate Jackson.
Yes.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Amprey.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
No.
Delegate Fisher is excused. Delegate Queen.
Yes.
In favor, motion passes. The bill dies. Next bill, please.
House Bill 1103 from Delegate Rosenberg would require the identification and publication of underperforming feeder lines with electric distribution facilities and a report made to the PSC and then ultimately made public.
Move unfavorable.
On the unfavorable, any questions? Hearing none, Mr. Vice Chair.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Boifo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Yes.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
Yes.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Semple Hughes.
Aye.
Sure. Delegate Valderrama. Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hildago.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
Yes.
Delegate Aaron's.
Aye.
Delegate Pippy.
Aye.
Delegate Jackson.
Aye.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Amprey.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused. Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill goes down favorable. Next bill.
36 requires the Office of Program Evaluation and Government Accountability in the Department of Legislative Services to conduct a review of the effectiveness and efficiency of the state's workforce development program. There is an amendment in your packet. The first one is technical. The second one extends the timeline for conducting the review and providing the report to June 1st, 2024, and removes the authority to hire an independent consultant at the expense of the Department of Labor.
The amendment.
On the amendments, all in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none on the bill, any discussion?
No.
Apologize. On the
Move the
bill.
bill as amended.
All right, as amended. Any discussion on the bill? Seeing none. Delegate Crosby.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Boifo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Aye.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
Yes.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hildago.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
Yes.
Delegate Aaron's.
Aye.
Delegate Pippy.
Yes.
Delegate Jackson.
Yep.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Amprey.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused, and Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill passes as amended. Next bill, please.
House Bill 1147 requires the Cannabis Oversight Agency as defined in the bill to adopt regulations establishing a monitoring and prevention procedure to ensure that individuals diagnosed with cannabis-induced psychosis cannot purchase cannabis or cannabis products through the state's medical or adult-use cannabis programs, and prohibiting any cannabis or cannabis products sold through the state's adult-use cannabis program from containing Delta-9 THC concentration greater than 15%. There are amendments in your packet. The first amendment is technical. Amendment number 2 substitutes a reporting requirement of a diagnosis of cannabis-induced psychosis, and it substitutes a requirement that an educational program about cannabis-induced psychosis be established.
To be clear, before we move the amendments, Madam Counsel, they do strike that
They pretty much strike the bill and make it about doctors reporting if they diagnose a cannabis-induced psychosis, and then the Department of Health reporting to us the aggregate total of people who've been diagnosed with cannabis-induced psychosis, and then the cannabis agency has to work with the Department of Health on educational material about cannabis-induced psychosis, and that material has to be posted at the point of sale.
Just want to make sure colleagues understand that the bill is amended. It's not exactly how the good delegate brought it up, but it's, so on the amendments? All in favor of the amendment, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none?
Move the bill as amended.
On the bill is amended. Any discussion? Yes, sir.
So you said the report has to be made by the medical doctor, or does that include any confidential information?
No, if you look in the amendments, it specifically says not the name of the, well, the department has to, by regulation, decide what they want, but what we get does not have names of patients. and any other identifiable information, and would not have the doctor. So all the General Assembly is interested in is the total number of people who've been diagnosed with cannabis-induced psychosis.
Okay, thanks.
Seeing no other questions on the bill as amended. Delegate Crosby.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Boafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Yes.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
Yes.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Aye.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hodago.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
Yes.
Delegate Aaron's.
Aye.
Delegate Pippy.
Yes.
Delegate Jackson. Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Ampry.
Yes.
Delegate Weigel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused, and Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill passes as amended. Next bill, please.
House Bill 50 makes shared appreciation agreements subject to the Maryland mortgage lender law. This means any entities engaged in those types of transactions would be subject to the regulatory authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Financial Regulation. OCFR is authorized to adopt regulations regarding enforcements and compliance.
As much as I tried to go the other way, move favorable.
Any discussion on the favorable?
I do.
Go ahead.
So I don't know that I was here for the, I'm sorry, is it you?
It's fine.
All right. I don't think I was here for the,
Thank you.
so I get to ask for questions. I don't think I was here for the bill hearing, so I only have two quick questions. Just, was there any opposition to the bill?
No. There
Okay.
wasn't. Oh, okay, let me clarify that. So there was no unfavorable testimony. A concerned citizen signed up as unfavorable. However, she did not submit any testimony.
All right. And then the second question I have is, could you just briefly tell me what the bill does, so but it sounds like,
Sure. So
was it a departmental bill? Yes. It's a departmental bill.
Yes.
Okay, that
They
answers
brought the
my-
bill to us.
All right, that answers my question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
are you, okay. I can, okay. Okay, thank you.
That's fine. Any other discussion on this bill? On a bill is favorable, no amendments, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, on the favorable, Delegate Crosby. Aye. Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Boafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Yes.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
Yes.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama. Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Dago.
Aye.
Delegate Adams.
Yes.
Delegate Aaron's.
Aye.
Delegate Pippy.
Nope.
Delegate Jackson.
Aye.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Ampry.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused. Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Bill passes. All right, House Bill 1162.
D2 requires the Maryland Department of Labor in consultation with the Maryland Department of Veterans Affairs to conduct a study on the utilization of the expedited licensing process for service members, veterans, and military spouses for licenses. There are no amendments.
Any discussion on the bill is amended, discussion on the bill without amendments. We're gonna hold, Frazier Hodago, so you wanna withdraw your bill?
Well, can we vote?
Oh, we voted down.
The author needs blood.
You ready? On the favorable, Delegate Crosby.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison.
Aye.
Delegate Boafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Yes.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
Yes.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Yes.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hodago. Delegate Adams.
Yes.
Delegate Aaron's.
Aye, I'm going to go with Speaker Pro Tem.
There you go. Delegate Pippy.
Yes.
Delegate Pippy, yes.
Yes.
Delegate Jackson.
Yes.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Ampry.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused, and Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Last bill is 1187.
House Bill 1187, this is the bill for Turo's insurance, so that if one of the drivers gets into an accident, the driver's car insurance is primary as opposed to the umbrella insurance that Turo has, which then becomes secondary under current.
The motion is unfavorable. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. On the unfavorable, Delegate Crosby.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison. Aye. Delegate Boafo.
Aye.
Delegate Howard.
Aye.
Delegate Charkoudian.
Yes.
Delegate Rose.
Yes.
Delegate Pruski.
Yes.
Delegate Fennell.
No.
Okay. Delegate Turner is excused. Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Valderrama.
Yes.
Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hidalgo.
No.
Delegate Adams. Delegate Adams.
I'm an aye on unfavorable, thank you.
Thank you. Delegate Aaron's.
No.
So Delegate Aaron's is also an aye on unfavorable. Delegate Pippy.
Yes.
Delegate Jackson.
Aye.
Delegate Johnson.
Aye.
Delegate Rogers.
Yes.
Delegate Amprey.
Yes.
Delegate Weibel.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher is excused. Delegate Queen.
Yes.
Who moves unfavorable? Thank you guys for a very rough week. I think everybody did a very good job. It's going to be tough this next few weeks. We're coming up on crossover, guys, so I really need as many people in your seats at 1 o'clock as I can. And I need you to be fluid with our voting sessions because they may come more than once in a week. So please pay attention, listen to the announcements, and make sure, like I said, that you're available as much as you can. Let us know if you can't be here for a hearing or voting session. It's very good. We need to know well ahead of time. Thank you guys very much and have a good weekend.